Welcome to Kenny's Football Waffle.
Guys, welcome back to the channel. First of all, thanks to everyone that has followed my content over the years. As you know, the format's been doing Manchester United reactions and then the odd cartoons based on Man United and some other football teams. And recently, you guys have noticed that I've just done the shorts based on general Premier League football teams. That is the format. That's going to be mostly the format from now on. Because Man United, they've broken my spirit.
You broke my heart. You broke my heart.
They've broken my spirit of supporting a team in a tribal sense. There's been a lot of subterfuge. And that's why I want to thank everyone that's followed my content and has interacted and has helped to keep me going as a football fanatic. But that Europa League loss, it's a big fat final nail in the coffin in terms of the purity of my support. It's there a little bit and maybe rekindled if these Glazers leave, but for now it's too stressful, and that's why you've seen a lot of the recent content has been animated cartoons. So if you're disappointed at that and just wanted this Man United content, please unsubscribe. But if you're liking the new cartoons, please continue to follow and interact, and there will be more free value coming in the next season. And just so it's clear, I'm not going to go and glory support Liverpool or go and glory support Barcelona, even though I've grown up having an admiration for them. Man United's always been my team, and there'll be no other team. But United have broken the proverbial contract that I signed when I first started supporting them, right? They don't have teamwork ethics, they don't entertain, they stunt for social media. There's so many things they do that compromise the ethics that I signed up for at the start. I must get in a bit of my reaction to criticize these who deserve to be criticized. These guys who have let a team known for bottling to beat them 4 times this season and take that Europa League. We all know what Man United should be. Should be a flagship for this top level football. One of the best divisions, whether anyone agrees with buying the world's best talent and then funneling them in to this league, making other leagues farmers leagues, as people like to disrespectfully say. This is the best league. Man United, in recent times, we know how many Premier Leagues they have had. And instead of the previous owners wanting to keep the cash cow, they thought, let's just get the cash for the cow. I don't understand that. I want to know if those previous owners are happy with what they've done. Are you happy with what did they get? They must have got some chump change compared to what the club is worth now, to allow these Glazers to rot the club to where it is now. You know what? I'm not glad, but I'm thinking this loss in the Europa final may be the wake up call now needed for these Glazers to go. Okay, I'm not one of those guys in the field. I'm mostly a bedroom merchant. Yeah, but come on, you guys that are closer to the problem, get these protests going again. And if you don't, I understand. I'm just saying my point of view. I would understand if no one protests again, because of it. Loads of fans' connection to the nostalgia, loads of people's hopes that these Glazers will get it right with Ineos. Okay, cool. But my opinion is that this should not be stood for anymore now. No, there's no more band-aids. They couldn't win another cup to completely mask the abandonment of creating a formula of football to watch. How many seasons are Manchester United fans going to go through where it's, oh, this is the time of the season where, oh no, but performances don't matter. No, it's about getting over the line. That's an exception to the rule, but the exception has become the rule. And when the exception becomes the rule, we've seen this in other walks of life. You get found out. Let me take an extreme example, right? Let's say it's a petty thief just stealing from a granny over here, stealing from some kids over here. He probably thinks, you know what? I'm going to go for the big score. I'm going to go for the bank robbery. Keeps trying their luck, keeps trying to steal. And at the end of the day, what happens to these bank robbers? They get caught. Man United have been caught. No more getting away with it now. Come on, we see it. They've got to fix this formula now. Got to fix this football. Fix this culture at the club. This is why the owners have to go, because this is almost an impossible job now. This is impossible. There's too much baggage, too much emotional baggage, too much player power. No players on this team should be saying anything. No Garnacho's brother this, Garnacho that. When he couldn't even lace Ronaldo's boots. That's nowhere near the ceiling or potential to even have that kind of prima donna clout. Ridiculous. That squad structure of player power means people survive. This Maguire surviving longer than a cat with 9 lives is one of the big examples. This guy was good, then he was bad, and he was consistently bad and dropped, and then should have gone. But we know these player contracts, they're strong. He held the club to ransom when the club was about to send him to West Ham. He wanted 10 million. If you take other work examples, if you're in business and you're in the sales division and you're not making your sales, they're going to transfer you to another division, or they're going to sack you. You don't get to say anything. You don't get to say, oh, well, yeah, I'm not going because it's in my contract that, you got to give me this extortionate amount of money. There would be severance pay, but it wouldn't be hold me over the barrel money, which is what these players have got. Maguire has done that famous Batman saying, right? From the dark is a dark night. What was Harvey Dent saying? Yes, the saying, after I've looked online, you either die a hero or live long enough to become a villain, right? Maguire was a hero, then he was a villain, and then he's back to hero. But he's a hero amongst, or a supposed hero amongst all of these villains, because the whole team is crap. Most of the team is crap, apart from like potential guys like Maidu, Heaven, Diallo. But majority of them are villains, right? The standard is now in the bin. This is relegation settings. That's why Maguire is one of the best guys on the side now. The standard's gone. This guy has a legacy of relegations. That's why this standard now suits him. That's why he's back to prominence. He has lived long enough to be a hero, villain, then hero again, because the overall club has died. Now, I don't know if that analogy is making enough sense, but come on, we're seeing what's happening. And another point on the toxic standard in terms of players. This whole figment that Bruno is a savior, and that Man United probably would be relegated if he wasn't in the team. Can the real football purists will see that this guy contributes to the problems that happen in the game, and then he pops up with some solutions. So if you cause your own problems and then fix some of them, you're not a savior, are you? You're kind of just going forwards then going backwards, or you're going backwards then forwards. It's not the worst thing, right? But it means you're not a savior, surely. In that Europa League final, I noticed Bruno gave the ball away 2 times when he wasn't even under pressure. 2 unforced errors, and then Spurs did maybe one of the only counter-attacks they did in that final, and it was a goal. This guy has a formula of doing that. And then some people don't have that vision to see the whole game. But people forget that he's contributed to going down in the first place for him to have to try and help the team come back up. And in this big moment, no goal, no assist to mitigate the circumstances. Nothing. This is your savior, guys. This is why the team is slowly dwindling. This is a gradual rot. That's why my support has dwindled over this past season. I was doing these waffles after every game, especially during Ten Hag's reign. I thought that was the real rebuild. I was doing waffles after every game. And then once these Glazers and their structure hit you, with the subterfuge of acting like winners on social media and then having that dross go on the pitch and that dross in the league, and then patchworking with quick fix managers that can take the odd small cup. They're small cups. I'm fed up with this whole rhetoric of FA Cup's big, Carabao Cup's definitely not big, but FA Cup is dusty. In comparison to the League and Champions League, the FA Cup is small. In terms of the prize money, can't argue with the prize money. It doesn't give enough, so therefore it's a smaller cup. So anyway, Man United as an institution has compromised the longevity of football formula for quick fix cups and no longevity. This is why every time they're winning cups in the last few seasons, the standard has slowly dwindled. That's no coincidence. They're not focusing on priorities. They're trying to do everything, handyman for everything. What's better, a specialist or a handyman? United used to be specialists in everything because they were dominant in the league first. Surely that's why they call it bread and butter. You earn your stripes in the league, you start to branch that out to get in the domestic doubles like the league and the FA Cup. And then you go, let me get a league and a league cup. Then let me get a league and a Champions League. And then let me, when I'm primed, get a treble. Get the treble. Now, the culture, and it's more of a culture made for the new generation, because how can this stunting for social media be the thing that is just, that's just the standard now? Because on Manchester United's channel on YouTube, while this was a few months ago, while they were in 16th, they're having try not to laugh competitions. They're not serious. Who's that for then? Is that just for the kids, for the new kids? I think you still got to win. The reason I followed Manchester United is because, okay, they were winning, right? That had to be the first thing. They were stylish because they were winning, right? And then when I'm watching the actual feature-length games, I'm enjoying the games. These guys are not even winning. These guys, they think they're stylish on social media. They think they're stylish when they get some goals. Everyone's got their custom celebration. How can you have custom celebrations and you're almost getting relegated? The amount of interviews that distract the manager and players. How this Højlund, I bet he's definitely not this bad. How many number 9s are gonna have to die in this team for people to realize the institution is broken? Lukaku, Martial, there's forwards, there's other examples there. But anyway, just wanted to say it, get some stuff off my chest, explain for those who even care about my waffling nature. Wanted to explain a little bit of why I'm doing way less of the reactions to Man United, and then doing just this animation. It suits my skills more, and yeah, it's way better than getting stressed at seeing prima donnas, posers, and pretenders that call themselves Man United players. Anyway, get your comments in. Keep liking, keep subscribed. If you're liking the animation, keep subscribed. But if you wanted to see waffles on Man United, yes, kindly leave. Anyway, I'm out. Peace.